morning. My bum's on fleek. I think. Can you tell me? Can't really tell. Anyways, how about if I do this? So, okay. Hamilton's interrupting. Okay, let's get breakfast, a coffee going, and lunch packed. I guess you can watch from here. Well, I'll get coffee then. I have time to drink it out of a cup. I'm gonna do a cup today. Okay, we have string cheese, spinach, and then our quinoa salad from yesterday. And then ice pack. I look like Miss Trunchbull. Also got a Built Puff bar. I think I'm gonna throw in applesauce too. Hold on. I just showed you a whole thing. And apparently I was not filming, so I'm going to re-show you. So, I put in my bag, I'm putting just some snacks to have. I have this one, they're like freeze-dried apples. This one's apple mango. This one's apple crisp. This one's bursting berry applesauce. I've got 2 Built Puff bars. This one's green apple crush, and this one is cookie dough. And I'm just putting those in my bag. Those aren't for the same day. Those are just to have options for snacks if I want something a little, something sweet or something to tide me over. Now I've got my coffee and my oats that I'm gonna drink now for breakfast. I also have some fruit. It's just a little bit of leftover fruit from yesterday. Okay. I'm gonna sit and eat and drink this stuff, and then I have to leave in about a half hour, so we'll see you in a little bit. Good thing I left a little early because the tire light was on for the tire brush. So there, and I'm almost on E. I need to go get gas. I just got off work. I just pulled my driveway. I opened my car door, and look who immediately leaps in and lays down on my floorboard. Excuse me. Sir. Excuse me. What doing? That's not where we're supposed to be. Also, the car needs cleaned out. Okay, bye. Whew, okay. So, at work today, first day, I got almost 11,000 steps. My feet are hurting. I'm not used to that. But I'm about to be skinny. Okay. I'm going to go take a nap. Okay, bye. Guess who I think missed me today? He's been over here snuggling with me for the past couple hours and just moved right there. He was like, "Mom, oh, you sweet baby. Who's my sweet baby?" He likes to act tough, but really, he's just a big old softie. Oh my gosh, I'm so sweet. Don't tell his friends he's a mama's boy, okay? Keep that between us. I need to come up with something to eat. Sometimes this is the hard part, is trying to come up with a meal, and some of the stuff that I have been eating is getting repetitive. I don't really have any meat made. I guess I could use tuna again. I had tuna for the lunch, but let's see. I guess I could do tuna. It's quick. I don't really have to do much. We will do, what do we want to do? Bacon and ranch or herb and garlic? I think we're going to do herb and garlic. I don't even know what I'm trying to build. Wish I had chicken. I usually buy a rotisserie chicken. I forgot. How's that? Alright, I got these 0 carb wraps. I do have turkey. Hold that thought. I've got turkey. Turkey. Okay. I'm gonna use a wrap and turkey. I don't think I want to do hummus on this one. Wrap. Somebody put the plates in here. Very weird. Let's do some turkey breast. Hamilton, this is not for you. Alright. Okay. So, this is good. This is good. I got tomatoes yesterday. I really want some tomato. Tomatoes high in carbs. What is a carb? What has a carb in it? I'm not really. Almost 11,000 steps today. Just in this job. I think I need a better insole for my shoe. My shoe is kind of hard. I got a non-slip shoe. And I'm used to wearing my tennis shoes. However, I have non-slip shoes for this job. And kind of hard. And I think tomorrow I need to go look for a good insole. I love tomatoes. What else can I put on this? I guess some arugula? Arugula. some arugula. Let's see, turkey, tomato, arugula. I've been on a banana pepper kick lately too. Let's do some banana pepper. And let me save these cucumbers for something for tomorrow. Okay, I've got turkey breast, tomato, arugula, banana pepper. What else do I want? I guess we're just gonna go with mustard because I don't want the extra calories. I had a caramel macchiato today from Starbucks, mostly because sorry. I had a caramel macchiato today, a regular one from Starbucks, mostly because I went to go sit over by Starbucks on my break. I felt weird and I walked in and I meant to order one thing, but panicked and ordered a caramel macchiato, which is something I would normally order in the past. So I am high on my carbs today. So delicious though. It's not gonna set me back. I'm still under my calories, but I am pretty high on my carbs today. Okay, so I got wrap. So I think that's why this carb control wrap, all of this stuff, is gonna be pretty good. Okay, you guys like my burrito? And then I think some cottage cheese. Because, okay, this does have 5 grams of carbs, but it does have a lot of protein. So we're going to go with it. Okay. Alexa, do strawberries have carbs?
Yes, strawberries contain carbs, about 8 grams per 100 grams, roughly 6 G net carbs.
How many carbs does one strawberry have?
A single medium strawberry has roughly 0.9 grams of carbs.
I'm going to have a couple strawberries. Alexa, you can go home, thank you.
Nice choice. They're pretty low in carbs and packed with vitamin C.
All right, let's do some strawberries. I'm in a strawberry mood. The snozberries taste like snozberries. Alexa, did you say strawberries have a lot of vitamin C?
Yep, strawberries are pretty rich in vitamin C. One medium berry gives about 7 mg, and a cup serves up roughly 97 mg, which hits over 100% of the daily value. Are you planning to eat them raw, or do you have a recipe in mind?
Raw. I was just wondering if vitamin C is good for like colds and stuff. I don't have one. It's just a random question.
Vitamin C does help your immune system, so strawberries can give you a little boost, but studies show it won't stop a cold or cure it quickly. Just maybe lessen how long you feel rough.
Thank you. You can go home. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Enjoy the...
We made food. This is my dinner. So I'm the only one that's going to be home tonight. Addison's at a sleepover. And my oldest is at work till probably like 10 or 11. And she'll fend for herself anyway. So, and Tony's at work. So, I also need to check on my friend. She went into surgery today. And I haven't heard anything in a while. So, I'm also going to text them and ask how she's doing. I think I want a little bit of pepper on this. And some water. One of these has a crack in it. I forgot about it. Which one has the crack? Oh, actually, no. I'm just going to use a different one. Remind me one of those black cups has a crack in it. Alright, got some water and dinner. I'm going to go eat this and edit a video. Alright, here's the dinner I made. Thank you for joining me for day 29. I also inserted, because I didn't record very much, the rest of my story time from day 27. So this will be part 2 of that story time. Hey, it's me again. I made a video yesterday that I'm going to summarize real quick-ish, maybe. I talked about the fact that I got married very young. I got married to a arm user. I don't know if that's the term I can use here or not, but a lover of arm candy-ish. Who was also a narcissist and incredibly emotionally abusive. I have almost 30 minutes where I talk about it on the video before this, and I'm still not completely done with it. So, as promised, here's part 2. So, I leave for deployment. A takes our daughter back to Ohio to live where our family is. Which is supposed to be rent-free with his mother, and I go on deployment thinking everything is good somehow. I don't know how I had so much faith in what was going on, but young Amber had faith in the entire world that everything was going to be okay. So I gave him power of attorney. He had access to all of our bank accounts. We had a storage unit in San Diego that we had put all of our stuff in because, again, we were supposed to save money to buy a house after deployment so that we can have a house to live in to put our stuff in. The entire time, the whole plan was for him and our daughter in 9 months when I came back to move back to San Diego and for us to buy a house. So I leave, I go on deployment, and I go to my first duty station, and I leave to go buy supplies. I needed shampoo and conditioner and all the stuff that you need when you've been gone for a couple months. And my card gets declined. Mind you, it has been a couple months of sailing on a ship in the middle of the sea, and the amount of money that you make when you are deployed married and living in San Diego is well above the means of what he would have needed living rent-free at his mother's house in Ohio. Let me say that. Card is declined. I call the bank. He had spent everything. I had $0 to buy anything that I needed. So one of my friends from the ship ended up buying my stuff for me. I want to say, I think our first port was Guam. Pretty sure. So my friend ended up buying my stuff for me, and I call him because I'm mad. Hey, where's all of our money? Well, I had to buy this for our daughter. I had to buy that. I had to make the car payment. I had to pay our storage. Like, he had a list of where everything went because I somehow didn't think to check that when I called the bank. They just told me that there was nothing in our account. I didn't ask for a detailed history, which is stupid. But I didn't. He had an answer for where everything went. And so, let me also say again, very smooth talker. That man could sell water to a whale and make you feel like it's a good decision. He had a gift of being able to talk his way out of anything. So I tell him, okay, I love you. I go back on deployment. Every once in a while I get some pictures of him and our daughter, and things are fine. Okay. You can't communicate very well on the ship, so it was very sporadic communication through email, but still. I go to my next port like a month later, same thing. Go to use my card, $0. I have made thousands. In the thousands. Nothing. So I am obviously really mad, and I call him back up. What the heck? What the heck is going on? And this time I check. He was pulling out massive amounts of cash. So I go, okay, if you can't be on the account, I am taking you off of the account. I leave this port in 2 days. In 2 days, you need to give me an account number so that I can send you the amount of money that I think is what you're going to need. And he fights me and fights me and fights me and fights me. And eventually, he has his mom open up an account because I took him off of everything. And I was like, look, I'll decide what you get. We can't keep having no money in this account. I'm making thousands of dollars. I am not home. I'm away from our daughter. I have nothing. And so we finally get back on a good track. He seems okay with that arrangement. I start figuring out how much I'm going to send them. I set up everything with the bank. I go back on deployment. Another month and a half or so goes by, and I know for sure this time I have money. So, I got itchy nose. I go to the port, buy my stuff, $0. I have nothing for the third time. You know how much money that is? Do you know how much money that is? Because I do. It's a ridiculous amount. I am livid because I took him off of this account. I told him he could not have access to it. I told him no more. Come to find out, he used the power of attorney that I gave him over everything, had himself added back to the account, and wiped it out again. So now this is the third port that I've been in where I've had no money, where my friends have had to help me buy stuff because he left me with nothing. So I end up completely closing that account. Completely closing it. I set up an entirely new account. I talk to the bank person. I tell them what's going on and that no matter what, he is not allowed to have access to this account. And they assure me everything is fine. And it was, I will say that. But he was mad. He called me every name under the sun. He told me that I was a worthless POS, that he was taking our daughter away from us, that I was never going to see her again. He was going to find her a new mom, that he's been messing around with people anyways, and that I'll never amount to anything, and that I am the worst mother in the world for leaving her. Like, you name it, he said it to me. Every bit of it. I felt like a failure as a mother. I thought she was safe. I thought I was doing the best that I could. I was providing. I made sure that she came to a safe environment with people who I knew and knew that would take care of her. But when you hear that from somebody who you deeply love, that you are a disgrace for a mother, and you are in another country around the world and you literally cannot do anything about it, that breaks you. That absolutely breaks you. And so he continued. I would get emails when I was able to get emails, even when I was on the ship, and they were nasty emails. He stopped sending me pictures of her. He just made me feel like scum on the bottom of a shoe. And I was having like constant emotional problems and trying to be juggling being in the military and doing my job. I did my job. I did it the best I could. But eventually, I emailed him back and told him that I'm done. I don't want to be married anymore. I'm on deployment, and I tell him that I want a divorce. I did. I even threw my wedding ring in the ocean. My wedding ring is somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. If anybody ever finds it, it's all yours. Wasn't worth very much anyways. So, tell him I want a divorce, and then he goes radio silent for a while. So, in the next port I get to, I finally have money. I'm able to get stuff. I call my dad. I check on everything. My dad had been in contact with them. Everything is fine. By this point, he also now has started reaching out to me, and he's being nice again. I'm so sorry. I love you. Blah, 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 blah. Like, all of the words. And at this point, I was done. But I knew that I had to kind of play nicely because he did have our daughter with him. He did. And so I knew by this point I had been getting emails every once in a while from people, from family members and friends telling me the things that he was doing. I was like getting reports about the arm candy he was using. And how bad things were. So that was fun. So I leave that port, I deploy again, I'm sailing, and then I go to another port. And once we get closer, I start getting a bunch of emails coming in, and they're from my dad. And he goes, well, I have your daughter. She has 104 fever. What am I supposed to do with her? I can't get a hold of A. I haven't seen A in 4 days. So apparently he took our daughter to my dad, dropped her off, fell off the face of the earth. Just fell off the face of the earth. So I finally get a hold of my dad, and he had taken her to the doctor. He was not waiting for me. He was just like, the first day of it, he goes, I can't get a hold of anybody. What do I do? But he did end up taking her in. She ended up having a double ear infection. And so he took care of her. Another reason why I adore my dad. If you hear me talk very highly about my dad, it's stuff like this. Apparently 4 days later, A came back, got our daughter, blah, blah, blah. This went very back and forth between us. And then towards the end of my deployment, I was making nice with him. I love you too. I can't wait to have a life with you. At this point, I was for sure sending money, trying to make sure that he was able to pay our bills and get what he needs. And it was still a significant amount of money, mind you. I don't know what he did. Well, I do know what he did with it. It wasn't what you think it was, paying our bills. It was for sure for his extracurricular activities. Anyways, so fast forward, I get off of deployment, and my only thought is I had put in for leave for a week, and during that leave I was going to fly home, get our daughter, and come back to San Diego without A. I was not bringing him back to San Diego, but I was bringing her. I still had a year left on my enlistment. I had no place to live. I was living on a ship. Literally just came back from deployment. I had some money now because I finally took him off of everything, but not what I should have had. So literally the day after I got home from deployment, I flew back to Ohio. And I had a conversation with him because I thought that I can have a conversation with him. I was like, look, I don't want to be with you. I don't know what this is going to look like. We can talk and figure that out. Like, I was more than willing to try and talk about things and be civil, but I also felt weird about just like picking up and leaving with our daughter, right? I wanted to be transparent about stuff. I was willing to work with him. Even still, it's her father, right? And so he played very nice, mind you. Yes, of course, if you don't want to be with me, we can work things out, blah, blah, blah. So I go, okay, great. He would not let me take her that day back to my dad's house. So I go, okay, fine. I play nice. I leave her there. It killed me. But I knew that if I were to take her from that house, he would have probably fought me, and I needed to figure out what I was going to do. I know. Believe me, leaving her in the house with him and going to my dad's house for the night killed me. Absolutely gutted me. But I did. I left. I came back the next day. I decided at this point to tell him what he wanted to hear. He wanted his family. He didn't care how he had his family. He just wanted his family. So I told him, I was like, look, I love you. I'm sorry. I do want to keep this family together. I do want you to move back with me. Like, everything he wanted to hear, I gave it back to him because I knew in my heart that that was my only chance to figure out how this was going to happen. But she wasn't there. I found out. I thought she was like sleeping. She wasn't there. He hid her from me. Okay. I think he knew what was going on. He hid her from me. So he made me go with him. He wrote on paper that we would share custody of her no matter what. And he made me go sign it and have it notarized. This paper that he wrote on, he found some notary and I did it, right? Whatever he wanted, I was going to give him the world because I just wanted our daughter. Now, I had a week of vacation. Now I have 5 days left of vacation. I'm still in Ohio. No plan whatsoever. So that second day, he finally has her brought to the house after he forced me to sign this paperwork in order to see her. He had like an aunt or something take her. And I'm still playing the, look, I really don't want to leave you. I do love you. I do want to be a family, blah, blah, blah. And I'm there pretty much most of the night. And at some point, my daughter and I got really tired. And she was tired, and I just took her upstairs, and I went and like laid next to her and ended up falling asleep. And I wake up all of a sudden, and he's sitting at the end of the bed, cross-legged, like crisscross applesauce, whatever you want to call it, staring at me. This man is staring at me. And I look at him, and I go, what is going on? And he goes, I know you don't want me. He goes, I know you don't. He goes, and if I can't have you, nobody will. And he grabs me by the back of my head and starts yanking me off the bed. And at this point, like, I still have our daughter in my arms, okay? And he is just yanking me down the steps. And he, like, rips her away from me. And we finally get downstairs, and I'm like downstairs, like I'm going down the stairs like this, like I'm still on my feet, but he like has me by my hair. And we get downstairs, and I am at the door, and I have my hands against the door like this, and our daughter's in his arms just screaming her head off, and I have my hands in the doorway, like he cannot push me out of this doorway. And I was not leaving that house. I would have fought. And so finally, he walks away from me, realizing he's not going to push me out this door, and he calls 911 and then hangs up. And he goes, is that what you want? I'll call 911. And I was like, yeah, actually, that is what I want. Go ahead. So he calls 911 again, the second time, and then smashes the phone on the ground. So they can't call back. They don't know what's going on. You're an idiot. And I just sit on the couch and wait. He did not put his hands on me again, but our daughter is still screaming in his arms. And the police show up and do nothing. They did not want to be involved. I didn't have a mark on me. He was lying. They didn't even take a report. Didn't even take a report. Nothing. Didn't do a thing. But they did tell him that because we were married, that I also didn't have to leave. So I didn't. And for the rest of the night, I kept reassuring him that he was wrong. I do really want to be with you. I do love you. I do want this family. I want us to move to San Diego. Like, everything under the moon and the stars, I told him all night. Hold on. Anyways, so I'm kissing him. I love you. I'm so sorry. Like, you're wrong. I do want to be with you. I realize how wrong I was. I was bullshitting. But apparently, eventually, he believed me. Right? So, I end up, like, I gave him smooches. I gave him hugs. I told him how much he loved him. We watched our daughter play on the ground. Like, things de-escalated eventually. So finally, like so many hours after this altercation, he goes upstairs to use the bathroom. The only bathroom in this house was the next flight up the steps. When I tell you, the second that bathroom door closed, our daughter was in a diaper, by the way. 2 years old, almost 3 at the time, in a diaper. He hadn't even started potty training her. I picked my daughter up off the floor in her diaper. No diaper bag, no clothes, no shoes, no nothing. And I sprinted to the car. I got in that car with her still in my lap. I didn't even buckle. Like, that's how fast I got out that door with her the second that bathroom door closed. And I left. And I did not go back to my dad's house. I left. I had nothing on me. Nothing for her. She was in a diaper. I didn't have a car seat. I had nothing for her. I had borrowed a car at the time, so I wasn't even driving my own car. So I called the person whose car it was. I told them what was happening. I told them where I was going. And they were going to my dad's house to go get my stuff. And they were going to meet me at a hotel that I was going at. Because my first thought was, get out of town so he can't find me. I'll figure it out after that. And I did. They ended up grabbing what stuff I had at my dad's house, meeting me at the hotel. At this point, I found a hotel near a Walmart, and it was like a couple towns away from the airport. So I drove a pretty decent way with my daughter with no car seat, in a diaper, and no plan. I finally get to a Walmart near where this hotel was I was going to check in. I had to take her into the Walmart with no clothes on. Hold on. I had to take her into this Walmart with no clothes on, buy her all new clothes, buy diapers, buy everything that she needed that I can fit to take on this plane. A couple outfits, some diapers, wipes, things like that, and booked a hotel room and a flight for the next morning. Ended up showing up at my dad's house looking for me and put my dad up against a wall. And they ended up having to call the police on him. And still, he got in trouble. Like, he got taken to jail, but nothing really happened. This was also another town. So he ended up putting my dad up against the wall and threatening him because he didn't know where me and his daughter were. So the next day, I fly out to San Diego. Well, not very much. Like, I'm still living on a ship at this point, and I have a 2-year-old child. What am I doing? I have no idea. I had to have one of my friends come pick me up from the airport. I had no car. Absolutely no car, no home, nowhere to go, and a child who I couldn't leave with her father. I had them drop me off at a McDonald's. It was somebody who I knew, like, but not somebody who I was, like, really good friends with. They just were near the airport. I put out a post, can somebody pick me up from the San Diego airport? And they did. They even had a car seat. They helped me out so much. And so they dropped me off at a McDonald's. I kind of like let my daughter play at the McDonald's, got us some food, and started figuring out what I was going to do that day. I had like 4 days left until I had to be on the ship. And in 4 days, I found us an apartment. I got a car. No, I didn't get a car. I'm sorry. Backtrack on that. I did find us an apartment. I found daycare. I called every daycare place I can possibly. Look, I pleaded my case with everybody. One lady helped me because I didn't know what I was going to do with her. She wasn't in 24-hour daycare, and sometimes I had 24 hours where I had to be on the ship. My friends would rotate out taking her when I was on duty for 24 hours until I got the apartment set up and things like that. And then the lady felt bad and did start taking her overnight sometimes. And for almost a year, I had to juggle that. Being a single parent, in the military, trying to juggle daycare, and sometimes I would go away. Sometimes, I didn't go away for 9 months. Sometimes I would go away for a couple weeks. Sometimes we'd do underway. Sometimes I had to sleep on the ship. Sometimes I had really long hours. And through all of this, I had to teach her how to be potty trained. I had to be a present mother. I had to learn how to be a single mom. He ended up going back to jail for arm candy. And I ended up getting out of the military for her. I couldn't juggle that. I couldn't. And I made the decision to walk away. I don't regret it. I miss it sometimes, but I don't regret it. When she was about 5, because when I first moved back, she was going on almost 4, I want to say. When I first came back, her dad was in jail. I started finally, when I moved back, filing the divorce paperwork while he was in jail. Started filing everything, getting my ducks in a row. I couldn't really file when I was living in San Diego because of the whole military thing. And things were really complicated with it. So I had to wait until I moved back to Ohio to get a divorce from A. So I start everything and get my ducks in a row. I start the divorce process. The day of our last divorce hearing, he didn't come to any of them because he was in jail. The day of our last divorce hearing, he showed up. He had gotten out of jail that day. I don't know how. You want to know what the courts did? Do you? Supervised visitation by his mother. That's what he has on paper. Supervised visitation by his mother. I'm sorry, what? Wait a minute. Really? He literally just got out of jail today. That's what we're going with? Cool. And again, he walks a thin line. He's the perfect dad. He's the perfect co-parent. I have to let him see her. And he showed by her 5th birthday party. He showed up at her 5th birthday party wearing long sleeves. What's important about this is she was born end of July. You know how hot it is end of July, and it's an outdoor birthday party. He shows up with long sleeves on. I automatically know what is going on. He's back into the arm stuff. I know that. At this point, it's not my first rodeo here. He brings a $10 swimming pool to her birthday party for her. She runs up to him. She loves him. Oh my gosh. And at this point, he had slowly, started not seeing her as much. Days would go past, weeks would go past, and then he would pop up here and there. At her 5th birthday party, I pulled him aside. I said, if you are doing what I think you're doing, I want you to walk away from this party and never look back. And he did. He took his $10 swimming pool home with him and fell off the face of the earth. And from the time she was 5 until she was about almost 8, I was a single parent with her until I met my husband now. There's a lot more that happened with him, but I'm already at another half hour on this story, so probably an hour just talking about him. But there's that story. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. I also have a lot more stories. I like this whole laundry time, folding, and storytelling thing. It's good for me. It got me motivated to do something. So I still have clothes I need to get out of the dryer, but I'm going to save those for tomorrow. All right. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'll try to make tomorrow short. I know I'm pretty sure tomorrow's or the day that you're seeing this. Today is the weigh-in day. Pretty sure. And I don't think I'm going to do much else because I'm off and I have a lot of stuff around the house I need to do. But enjoy this part 2 of my story time. And then after this will be my weigh-in. This should be the first thing that happens. All right. Bye.